Pisces, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-July 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Pisces collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do you got for us? What do you have for Pisces, gang? In mid-July. It's still Cancer season. Let's see what energies, messages, insights we can take a little peek at. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. So let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Pisces, gang. In mid-July, what's the vibe? What's the energy? Let's get this card out nice and quick, my friends. We're going to have some fun today. I always enjoy spending some time with you. Let's get some cards out. Cool. All right. This card does make me crack a smile, but it reminds me a lot of the Ace of Swords, even though the imagery itself is a little funny. This is super, super cerebral. Not normally what I'm used to seeing when it comes to a Pisces reading, right? Normally with like the Pisces Oracle card, there's like this watery, flowy type of energy. This one is like, nah, we're going to get down to work here. We're going to get down to business. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the July subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see, we have this monkey here dressed up like Shakespeare, has a skull, contemplating life, sitting upon a stack of books with a typewriter. There's all sorts of mathematics and equations going on in the background. So when I see this card, I obviously think, well, like, damn, this is a smart monkey. Like, so to me, it reminds me of the Ace of Swords, where it's very cerebral, it's very smart, it's super intelligent. This is like a big brained move when I see it. So I like this card quite a bit. It's very sharp. Like, it sees things, it sees the facts, it's straightforward to the point. So just know, in this time, Pisces, this could be great for problem solving. This could be great for planning. This could be amazing for communication and getting to the root of things, because this energy is no fluff. And this is a huge card of clarity and understanding. That's what I really like about it. Now, similar to the Ace of Swords, like, yes, we have this cerebral energy. Sometimes this card can make us overthink, right? Because, like, there's so much energy focusing towards the mind. This energy can make us think quite a bit. So watch out for the runaway train brain when this is here. This is also great for learning things and taking on new information. So I think it's great. As long as it doesn't lean into the overthinking side a little too much. But we're just going to put it down right here. Let's get into tarot. That monkey seems busy, right? Let's see what we got. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for my Pisces people. What do we got? And yeah, while I get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was pretty good. The reading was titled A Surprising Win, so I hope you had one. I always say that wins, victories, they come in all different shapes and sizes, right? Sometimes you could just have a couple of really great days. Sometimes it's a money thing, a work thing, personal relationships. But this one was a bit of a different flavor because it felt like a delayed win of some sort, where it's like something I wanted a while ago finally came in. That was like the main vibe I was picking up. But just know that energy could bleed over for a couple weeks, but we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards here for Pisces, gang, in mid-July. What do we got? What do we got in mid-July? Okay, Page of Swords. Observing. Is that you? Is that somebody else? I mean, it's really cautious for some reason. What is it watching? What's it on guard for? Let's get a couple more here. What do we got for Pisces? 6 of Swords. So yeah, just like I was saying with that Oracle card, we have a very strong sword energy here this week. Very strong sword energy, which again doesn't have to be a bad thing. Let's get one more. What do we have for Pisces mid-July? Okay, cool. Lots of angelic energy too. All right, so we have Judgment here on the back end, which is quite intense. And there's also a bonus this week, Pisces. We have Temperance. So we got the Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel coming by to say hi. And that's a good thing. That's a beautiful energy of protection. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, you know me, I always love to look at the elements. I feel like that sets the tone, how tells us how the energy is going to flow. It's a pretty good indicator of things. And we have a lot of air. So right here on the front, Page of Swords, Six of Swords, that's a lot of air. Archangel Michael over here, Temperance, that's fire. So we have a fire-air combination. Judgment, I don't give to any particular element because I see that as like Plutonian change-based type of energy. So for all intents and purposes, we're going to say we're looking at fire and air. Now here in the front, the air dominance, right? Air is very similar to that Oracle card where it can deal with the facts. It's like very logical, very pragmatic, extremely planned out, very strategic in nature. Air energy shows up when there is information that I am wanting or information that I am giving. So there is like a thirsty brain of some sort when there's a lot of air energy, which is good. Air can also represent perspective, how we view things, how we frame things, how other people are framing things too. Um, the downside to air, I mean, the good thing is that it's a communication suit, but the downside to it is the overthinking once again. But the energy could also sometimes be cold and detached. So for some Pisces, you might not be as warm and fuzzy and fluffy as we usually are, right? Like there could be a little edge to the Pisces energy. Then back here we have the fire. It is a bonus, of course, but I always say that fire is the realm of action. So whether it's actions you take, the actions other people take, the actions you want to take, um, it's good. It's high vibrational. The only downside to fire is that it is very hard to contain, hard to control. There's an explosive quality. So when I'm getting this plutonian change-based energy, we got the fire, we got the air. That's a very explosive mixture of elements that we're starting with here, which could be very, very good, but it's also something we want to keep an eye on. Let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we're starting with our good friend here, the Page of Swords, right? And we see the page just chilling there, got the sword up. Now, this could be an air sign you're connected to, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This could even represent a younger individual. But I always say about all pages, they represent messengers and students. So again, there's this thing about information, information. I want to know, I want to know. I'm researching this. I need to acquire this understanding. So again, there's like this want for information that I'm picking up heavily here. Uh, this one is also a messenger or communicator, so maybe there is a talk of some kind that we want to look at. But the difference with this page compared to the others, this one has its guard up. This one could be very skeptical. This one can be extremely cautious. So, again, whether that's advice or whether that's how someone's moving, it's like got half of the wall up. The biggest thing with the Page of Swords, though, a lot of people like to call this the Watcher of the Tarot deck, right? So a lot of times this card will show up when you might be under the microscope. Maybe you've got someone under the microscope. Maybe there's someone or something you're keeping tabs on, or vice versa. Like all of it could be in play. So this is going to be intriguing to look at further. But yeah, that is a very cautious, moving type of vibe. Now, moving to the center, this card is pretty good. We have the Six of Swords, and we see the people. They're on the boat. They're coming out of the choppy waters into the calm. I always say that this is a card of improvement. It's a card of action, right? This is an energy that's moving forward. So I like the Six of Swords. It could also represent distance, travel, vacations. So it's really nice for that. So I like that the energy improves. The downside to it, though, when this flips in reverse, it could represent things popping back up, things looping back around. And the same could be said with this next card. We'll get into that in a moment, but watch out for things flaring up when this card shows up. Sometimes the Six of Swords in its challenge can represent somebody running away from something. So there could be a certain avoidant tendency when this is here. So I'm not sure if there's something you're dodging and weaving, if this is somebody else that's dodging and weaving something. We need to keep an eye on it for sure. Now, moving to the back end, we have the Archangel Gabriel himself. We got the Judgment card. And you see the angel there blowing that trumpet, and Gabriel is the communicator, right? That's a big role for this, the communicator of God, the communicator of Source. And the dead are rising from their graves, right? So, in the good sense, this represents change, transformation, metamorphosis. There are also undertones of communication. So, when we have a page, we got Gabriel, we got a lot of air. There is something here that feels very chatty or something conversational that we want to keep looking at. This card could represent making a judgment call, though. It could represent making a decision, a choice. Um, do you let something persist, or do you switch it up and change it? Like, that's a big thing with this card. In the shadow side of judgment, when it shows up in reverse, this energy can loop, 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 loop. Like, so something returns, something pops back up. Here we go again. Here we go again. So watch out for like repeating themes, repeating cycles when this card is here. But we'll see how it all plays. Now, on the very back end for your bonus, we got our little touch of fire. We got the Archangel Michael the Defender, boom, with Temperance. Big Sagittarius vibes here. We love this card. It's a card of patience. It's a card of calm. So whereas like Judgment is very amped up, go, go, go. This one's the total opposite. It's like chill, just relax, take a breath, let it flow. So I like this. But I also have to mention when we have two angelic energies, that's huge for spiritual protection, especially with the Archangel Michael watching over. So I want to dive deeper on all the Pisces. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for Pisces, gang? What is happening? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Page of Swords. And yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Pisces, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Page of Swords time. What are you doing here? Yeah, very observational. Again. Okay, so we have the Six of Cups in the upright underneath. This is a huge card of history, past, soul ties, soul connections, all that good stuff. For some Pisces, you might be taking a lot of trips down memory lane. And I know I've been seeing like this sharper, swordsy, logical type of energy, but there is still that little soft undertone, right? That soft in the middle type of energy, where it's like on the outside, I might look grr and mean, but on the inside, it's like, oh, very sentimental, a lot of reminiscing, walking down memory lane. I don't know what this is. So maybe this is a person that puts on a very tough outer shell, but on the inside, it's like very soft to the touch, if that makes sense. Now, that's just a little side message. Um, the fact that we have the Six of Swords, Judgment, and the Six of Cups, there is this strong link to the past, where it's like the past will help dictate how things move forward, or this could obviously be things popping back up, situations returning, things popping back up multiple times, a multitude of different ways. So again, watch out for the repeating cycles, watch out for the repeating behaviors, watch out for things, people, situations popping back up, because I do feel like it's here. And I also have to say, aside from all that, the Page of Swords with the Six of Cups, that is an energy that's observing and watching. Okay, so again, I don't know if it's you. I don't know if it's someone observing you. You might get a little more attention now than you normally do, because it's like, eyes are on, oh, you remind me of someone. You ever meet a new person, you're like, oh, have we ever met? You remind me of someone. That's like kind of how that feels too. All right, let's keep going. Let's see what's up with the Six of Swords. Super unique, super unique. But why is that? Let's see how the energy looks moving forward. Why is the Six of Swords here? Okay, so we have the Four of Pentacles in the upright. This is great for money, work, business, finance. I'll tell you that. So if any of you are having any, like, I don't want to even call it issues, but if you're having any strain in the money material aspect of life, the Six of Swords, Four of Pentacles is actually really beautiful. This is energy, especially with the work and the money. It's like, this is good. This is increased. This is getting better. This is improving. Now, when we get into the emotional aspect, that's where the waters become a little bit choppy here, especially with what I've seen about things reemerging or, reactivating, returning, like all this energy of things flaring up. Like that's what I'm seeing here. Like there could absolutely be a flare up, because with the Six of Swords, Four of Pentacles, if we're talking the emotional realm, this is someone that can't quite let go of something, or it's like, no, I didn't forget about that. I didn't forget about that. Like even if it happened years and years and years ago. So I'm not sure if this is how you're feeling about a situation or if this is how someone else is feeling. The Four of Pentacles does not let go easily, right? So even though the Six of Swords is here, even though the energy looks good, it's like, I'll forgive, but I won't forget. It's like one of those. So we got a lot of funky stuff showing up here, Pisces. We're going to keep going. So great for money, not so great for when it comes to forgiveness. But let's see what's happening with the Judgment card. We'll see what's up with that. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. Yeah, that energy just can't let go of something. That's weird. Well, not weird, right? I hate to say that because I don't want to make it seem like I'm judging people for their feelings and emotions, but Just the way it popped up, I wasn't expecting it. I'll put it that way. Okay. All right. So we got Judgment with the Eight of Wands in the upright. This is very, very, very intense. This to me could be an explosive talk of some kind or message. Now, I'm not saying that it's you doing it or someone else doing it or that it's a bad thing, because it could actually be really good. If there's something you've been wanting to discuss, something you've been wanting to address, someone you've been wanting to hear from, when I see Judgment with Eight of Wands, it's like, boom, the energy comes in hot, right? The energy comes in hot and heavy. But explosive energy around communication could get a little wild, right? Especially with Judgment and the Eight of Wands, that energy could pop off quickly. So again, there could be certain things or conversations that intensify really, really quick. That's what I'm getting here, because this energy, yeah, it's milling around, doing whatever it's doing, and then boom, this energy just goes off on the back end, which again, for some of you might be good, especially with all the energy that seems to be looping back around, but for others maybe not so much, right? It just feels like there's a certain volatility to it, and that brings temperance into like another frame of view, where it's like, okay, maybe don't let it go too far off the rails if possible. So we have a mixture of different things, and this could also be tying into that energy that's looping back around too, and we saw here, like there's this energy that like boom pops back in an explosive manner, where it's like, just, oh, here we go again. There is like this reactivation of some kind, that we're seeing here. So let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow card or the flare up, right? It's like a big flare up of some kind. Position number one, we have the Page of Swords with the Six of Cups in the upright. Hard on the outside, soft in the center, right? It's like an energy that puts on like a mean face, but on the inside, it's like soft and cuddly, reminiscing, walking down memory lane. Cool. For a lot of Pisces, maybe you're being observed. Maybe you're observing something, keeping tabs on something. It's all very possible. But this is the first little hint of the energy potentially looping back or flaring up. In the center, we have the Six of Swords, Four of Pentacles, great for work, business, school, anything dealing with those pentacles, that earthy energy. I absolutely love it. But to me, it also feels like someone that hasn't let go of something, or someone that still has some business to tend to, right? So again, we see this looping energy. On the back end, we have the Judgment card with the Eight of Wands. So again, whether it's an explosive talk or it's that returning energy coming back in, it just goes from minding its business to just really, really intense quickly. So for some of you, that's great. For some of you, you might want to take the temperance route and just let that be for the time being. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into that further. Let's see what's in the shadows. And yes, I always like to pull a shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. And if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. All right, let's get your shadow card, my good friends. What do we got here in the shadows for Pisces gang? Thank you. Cool. Yeah, Nine of Swords. Now, the good thing about the Nine of Swords, it is very energetically sensitive to things. So I know a lot of Pisces are anyways. So just know your energetic sensitivities, your intuitions could be heightened more so than normal. Nine of Swords is an energy that loses sleep. So watch out for a funky sleep schedule or not getting enough rest. That's the first thing. But the Nine of Swords could be stressed out too. So with what we saw within the reading, just watch out in this time, because I'm not saying it's you. This could be someone else's energy where it's like, I'm having a real hard time sleeping, where it's like it's stressing, anxious, nervous. So I would say in this time, with all the swords we saw and all the different things we've seen, you might just need something to relax the mind. Whether that's like meditation, grounding, taking a walk, doing physical activity, there might just need to be something to keep that zen. So we're just going to let that chill right there, Pisces. That's what I got for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the July subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, or you'd like to have a chat with me, you can book a personal session with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The July calendar is up and spots go quick, so you might want to check that out. But for the July subscriber surprise, doing another winner's choice, I will choose 3 lucky winners to either choose a copy of the Gilded Tarot Royale, which is one of my favorite decks of all time. It's a must-have, or a handmade pendant from my website, mastermetaphysics.com. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, and second, let me know down in the comments Out of all the cards that showed up in today's reading, which one spoke to you the most, or jumped out to you the most, or resonated with you? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my posts tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.